Pope Francis continues medical treatment since his hospitalization 2 weeks ago. The Pope is being treated for double pneumonia. Here at home, Johannesburg Archbishop Cardinal Stephen Brislin held a special mass at the Cathedral of the Christ King to pray for Pope Francis' health and well-being. We speak to Ofense Setimo, SABC News reporter, on this. Ofense, I can't imagine that it's an easy time for the Catholic community in South Africa as the health of the Pope remains precarious. What was the key message coming out of that prayer mass held by Cardinal Stephen Brislin?
Thank you very much, and a good evening to your viewers. Well, basically the message that actually came out was actually a prayer for the Pope of the Roman Catholic, who's currently spending about 7 days. It's actually his 17th day being in hospital, treating double pneumonia. We understand that the Archbishop of the Catholic Archdiocese of Johannesburg actually urged all Catholics throughout the world to try and rally behind, the Pope as he is actually now recovering from hospital. And we understand that also the Holy See press office also issued a statement actually saying that, the Pope is actually recovering quite well. And in fact, he issued a message saying that they must continue to pray for him and his recovery. And as he's praying for the congregations, and he was saying that they must also pray for peace. As we know that, there are a couple of conflicts, that are currently underway in Ukraine and, the whole peace deal in Palestine, so they were mentioning that. And funny enough, his statement actually corresponds with the statement that was actually issued by the Bishop of the Johannesburg Archdiocese, that is Bishop Stephen Brislin as well.
Yeah. The Pope had become very vocal in recent times about issues around global peace and the various wars that have taken place in many parts of the world over the last couple of months. In fact, over the last year, he's spoken out several times around this as the Catholic community gathers to pray for his restoration and his well-being. Has there been any reflection on contemporary issues that the world faces, that the Archbishop, that the Pope, no doubt, would have shared some of his views on?
Yes, absolutely. Like when we were at the Cathedral of Christ the King, the statement that actually came out, especially in terms of prayers, you could feel a sense of, the church actually trying to avert, getting into politics, but somehow saying, let's pray, especially for the instabilities that are currently, in Sudan, South Sudan, and all the other countries which are ravaged by war. To a certain extent, they didn't want to venture too much into current affairs, but just saying that, pray for peace and pray for the recovery of the Pope. And that's the same message, actually, that came out from the Pope. As I mentioned, that there is a statement that came out from the Holy See press office, from the Vatican, actually saying that the Pope is recovering quite well after that isolated respiratory infection on Friday. They are saying that he's recovering quite well. And in fact, he, sent a message to his well-wishers, appreciating the fact that they are in solidarity with him during this tough time.
Yeah, Ofense, thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. Ofense Setimo, SABC News reporter, coming to us live there.